this is a trial run. Gonna do a little bit of yoga to help everybody out there who is going through the same thing we all are with this coronavirus outbreak, COVID-19 craziness, change of life at the current moments, offering to you some peace and tranquility, some breathing, some stretching, a little bit of yoga, asana practice, and this is just a test. And it's just on my iPhone, so I will get something more professional going soon as my fiance can set up the camera down here. We are in my Airbnb space because nobody's staying in it right now. And I thought this was a wonderful opportunity to start to branch out into online yoga. That is nothing new, but for me, it is new. And so I am here to practice with you and offer you some yoga on your mat virtually. And I'm Veronica, so you can think of it as your Veronica virtual Hatha yoga practice. And if you would like to get a cup of tea or something, I think that's a great idea. I'm drinking from one of my favorite mugs that a good friend of mine gifted me with for my birthday. It has birds on it, and I love birds, and I just want to suggest to you that you might look for the little things that bring you joy. Birds bring me joy. I have a feeder outside of my kitchen window, and in these times of hectic turmoil where we really can't keep going in life the way we're normally used to, running from here to there and everywhere, I implore you to find those tiny things that we don't usually make time for that bring you joy. So get yourself a cup of tea or any drink that you enjoy and come to your mat with me. I'm actually drinking matcha, which is an energizing, wonderful beverage. I'm going to put that down. And if you have blocks, they would come in handy. Otherwise, you can use like big fat books, perhaps, that you have at home to support your practice, or just go to Walmart, they're pretty cheap, or order from Yoga Outlet online. So let's just come to a comfortable seat to begin with. You can kneel if that's not comfortable. I mean, you can kneel on a block if you like to keep your back straight and upright, or I like to just sit on my block the way I was doing earlier, and in a cross-legged seat, let your arms come down to your lap, anywhere that's comfortable so that you can relax, and you can feel free to close your eyes if you'd like, or just keep a soft gaze down the bridge of your nose to the front of your mat, and just start coming into some breathing, really deep breathing. Let your shoulders relax down away from your ears. Let your facial muscles relax. Let your jaw relax. Let your ears relax. Let everything relax, just coming to arriving in this space on your mat. So just breathe with me now. Start to expand your breath, feeling your chest rise as your lungs inflate, your rib cage opening up three-dimensionally. And as you exhale, feel yourself grounding down into your mat or your block, whatever you're sitting on. And just try to feel this connection with the earth beneath you. So there's nowhere to fall. You are held, believe it or not, even in these crazy times. Hang in there, and the world supports you. Take another couple rounds of deep breath here, and notice if your breath is coming in quickly and shallow, Or if your breath starts to get a little bit longer, breathe in and out through your nose. And each time you inhale, feel your spine stretch nice and long out of your pelvis and through the crown of your head, becoming taller. Maybe creating a little bit of space in between the vertebrae of your back, the little bones that stack to form your spine. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. So this is called Anjali Mudra. It's a mudra or a hand gesture. And this is a position of reverence and respect. So just starting out by respecting yourself and your own body and how you feel today, because today can be different from yesterday or how it will be tomorrow. And just honoring yourself with an intention now for this practice. So anything that resonates with you, what is in your heart right now? Just thinking about an intention that you could focus on for this practice as you move your body and breathe, and maybe dedicating yourself to this intention. And it might even be somebody who you have on your mind. Maybe somebody you're thinking about, a family member or a friend who's far away from you right now. And you can dedicate these breaths and this next hour or so here on your mat to this person or to your intention, whatever you feel is appropriate today. So just breathe freely and authentically into your intention. Just feeling your own energy, your fingertips, the base of your hand, the warmth of your fingers, blood pulsing through your veins. And then once you have come to an intention, you can release your hands back down to your lap, and then gently allow your eyes to flutter open if you have them closed. Just taking in the light of your space wherever you are practicing with me today. And then you can transition to a kneeling position, maybe on your block again, or on something, maybe a rolled up blanket if you have something like that. And then just starting to warm up the fingers in front of you on the mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide, and then just start to draw the mat towards you, kind of like massaging the mat, bending into your knuckles, and then kind of just gently rolling over your knuckles so that you're stretching your wrists in the other direction and really stretching out the forearm muscles, the muscles at the tops of your arms. I always joke with my classes and say we're making cookies, so we're rolling out the dough. It's kind of like as if you had a rolling pin in your hands. Just roll over your knuckles gently as you start to warm up the wrists. And then you can come up onto tented fingers like little spider hands on your fingertips, and then just kind of do these little spider push-ups. So you could bend into your knuckles like you're clawing your mat, and then straighten the fingers out. So do this a few times as you start to warm up the fingertips, the hands, the wrists. And then you can take your hands together and interlace your fingers, and then just start to form some figure eights, warming up the wrists. And then go the other direction, so you're getting like a little lubrication going. And then just shake that out. When you're ready, you can come up off of your block or whatever you were being supported on, and then come to a tabletop shape, so you can line up your knees underneath your hips and your hands can be underneath your shoulders in a tabletop shape. So we'll begin to breathe and move at the same time. So try to see if you can inhale as you sway your belly towards the mat. Lift your tailbone, lift your gaze up, so you're getting an arch in your spine, kind of like, let's see it better this way, arching and lifting the gaze. And then as you exhale, coil in, look towards your belly button, press your hands into the earth and dome your upper back for cat pose. Try that again. So cow pose, inhaling, swaying the belly towards the mat. lifting your tailbone, lifting your gaze, and then exhaling to round, coiling in, and bending your spine in 2 directions. See if you can take a full breath in for cow, full breath out for cat pose. And then you can do this on your own timing as you move and breathe and flex your spine in 2 directions, starting to warm up your spine. And then you can move in any other ways that you feel good in your body. So you might wave your tail to one side, look over that shoulder, and then try to the other side, waving your tail to the other side, looking over that shoulder. Or you might make some circles with your hips, coming side, forward, side, and back. And then maybe reversing directions of your circles, going the other way. Just feel free to explore your body. And since you're doing a home practice and nobody cares and there are no other students next to you unless you have someone with you and your family practicing with you, it's like nobody really minds what's going on in the mat next to them, and this is your yoga practice. So feel free to get creative and start to move your body and just becoming more aware of what you might need today in your yoga. Maybe something feels particularly good. You must stay there a little bit longer. And whatever you're practicing on one side, give the other side a little bit of attention as well. So just taking your time to come maybe back and forth to child's pose. And just really moving and breathing any way that you like. And then finally, we'll come up to a downward facing dog. So come to the top of your mat and then tuck your toes under, connecting all your toes with the ground. As you inhale, hover your knees 2 or 3 inches off the mat. And then as you exhale, send your hips back towards your heels for downward facing dog. So kind of slippery on this wooden floor, but showing you sideways, downward facing dog. And then trying to ground your heels. It's okay if they don't automatically ground, but really just feeling that stretching out of your calf muscles. Send your hips all the way back towards your heels, and then relax your head, maybe shake it out, yes or no. Let your hands be spread pretty wide as your shoulders. And then can you get this feeling of rotating your inner thighs towards each other and lifting your tailbone nice and high. Breathe into your back body. Zip your belly button in toward your spine so your back gets nice and flat and long. We're stretching out the spine and downward facing dog. Take another deep breath, and as you do, rise up on your tippy toes. As you exhale, let your heels ground again. Try that again. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, grounding the heels. One more breath that way. Inhale, get up on your tippy toes. And then exhale to ground. And you can feel free to paddle and rock the feet, bending into one knee and then the other. Alternating, just stretching out. I'm going to get back on my mat because I feel like I'm going to slip. And then go ahead and tiptoe forward to meet your hands. So come towards the top of your mat with your feet split about hip width apart. And you can dangle down over your legs. And if you like, you can grab opposite elbows. Let your head go. Once again, you can shake it. If you like, you can sway from side to side, really gently releasing your lower back. Take a couple deep breaths here while you let the blood come down to cool the brain. Just cascading over your legs, and you can bend your knees as much as you want to if your hamstrings are talking to you. Feel like if you bend your knees a lot, you could rest your rib cage onto your thighs. And then finally come to neutral and release your hands down to the ground like a rag doll. Press into your feet and then slowly start to peel your way up to standing. Let your head and arms be heavy. Slowly stacking your vertebrae, the bones in your back, one on top of the other, like you're building a tall tower. And then eventually letting your head and your chin unfurl last, right on the top of your spine. And then take a deep breath in as you shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. Make a big circle backwards and then exhale. Glide your shoulder blades down your back. Try that again. Inhale breath, shrugging the shoulders towards the ears. Big, huge circle, and then glide your shoulders down your back. One more breath that way. Inhale, shrugging. Big circle, releasing any tension. And then exhaling, gliding your shoulder blades down your back. Turn your palms to face the front and your thumbs out. And then feel like you're taking up a lot of space, like really broaden your back. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. Inhale, stretch your side bodies nice and long, looking up. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Let that breath out. Take a halfway lift here. Either you can come to fingertips on the earth or hands to your shins. As you inhale, lengthen your spine and look forward, zipping your belly button in toward your spine so you get a nice flat back. And then exhale, release and fold. Try that again. Take a halfway lift, so hands on shins. Inhale, stretch your spine out of your pelvic bowl. Make your back flat. And then exhale, release and fold. Inhale, rising up a little quicker. This time, sweep your arms out wide. Reaching up, connect your palms together in that Anjali Mudra, hands in front of the heart as you exhale. Close your eyes for a moment here. Ground into your feet. And feel your heart right over your hips, over your knees, over your feet. And feel your feet grounding down like you have roots shooting down through your feet, connecting you into the earth. And then reflect upon your intention that you set earlier. What was it that you set out to think about during this practice? What is in your heart? And then you can open the eyes, release the hands. Take another sweeping breath in and up. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale that halfway lift. Lengthen your spine and look forward, flat back. And then exhale to release and fold. Plant your hands on either side of your feet and step back to your downward facing dog again, that upside down V shape, that home base yoga posture, overall body strengthening posture. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale, melt your heart a little closer to the mat. Feel free to exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale completely. Take one more deep breath into your back body, filling up. And then exhale, let that go. Bring your feet together to touch in your downward dog, so big toes can connect. As you inhale this time, raise your right leg up towards the sky. And then bend your knee and then point your right knee up toward the ceiling to stack your hips. So you're stacking right hip on top of left hip. And then start to make some circles with your knee, like you have a little paintbrush on your knee and you're painting some circles on the ceiling. You can make 2 or 3 circles one way and then change direction of your circles. Keep breathing. Inhale, re-extend your leg and then re-square your hips so that your toes are pointing down towards the mat. Take a deep breath in this 3-legged dog. And then as you exhale, bend your knee and step your foot forward between your hands in a long lunge shape. So you'll be on the ball of your back foot. Keep your left hand down on the ground on the inside of your right foot. Or if you want to bring the ground a little higher, you can place that block underneath your hand and then swing that right arm up towards the ceiling. Look up towards that hand. Take a deep breath in this twist. Exhale, land your right hand on the outside of your right foot where it was. And then you can move the block out of the way if you had one. Frame your foot with both hands and step your right foot back to meet your left in downward facing dog again. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. 1 more deep breath. And exhale completely. Bring your feet together to touch. As you inhale, lift your left leg up toward the sky, bending your knee, and then stacking those hips to open to the left side, so pointing your knee to the ceiling. And then start to make some circles on this side, just getting in touch with how your hip socket is feeling, gliding around, and then go the other direction. So keep breathing. And then as you inhale, re-extend the leg up to the sky, re-square your hips so your toes are flexed and pointing down toward the mat. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, bend your knee and bring your foot forward between your hands. So again, keep your right hand grounded, or if you want to come up a little higher, you can take a block or a book, put it underneath your right hand, and then sweep your left arm up to the sky, twisting open to look to the left. Take a deep breath in, keep hugging your left knee in toward the midline. And then as you exhale, lower that left hand to frame your left foot. And you can move your block out of the way, frame your left foot, step back again to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath in through the nose and exhale completely. Bring your feet together to touch. As you inhale, sweep your right leg up towards the sky. Opportunity to bend that knee and stack the hips. That feels good to get a little twist. And as you're twisting here, try not to tip over to one side, but instead keep your shoulders level. So in this case, press through that right shoulder a little bit more. Then inhale to re-extend your leg and re-square the hips. Exhale, bring your knee forward, step your foot between your hands, and then lower your back knee down towards the ground. So you can always pad your back knee if you want to roll over the edge of your mat like a little hot dog bun. You can do that, or if you have a towel or a blanket, you can put it underneath your knee to pad that left knee. And then as you inhale, rise up, reach the arms up above your head. Press into that right foot to lengthen and grow your spine a little taller. And then look up towards the ceiling. Electrify the fingers, so really spread them out. And then reach your thumbs back while you're keeping your belly nice and firm. Thumbs reach back behind the head. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your palms together in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra, and we're going to twist open to the right side. So you can hook that left elbow on the outside of your left knee. Press into the palms to lift and spin your whole rib cage up and over the right thigh. Take a deep breath in this twist. Exhale. We're going to take another breath here because this feels so delicious and is so good for the internal organs and digestion. And then as you exhale, come back around to the front. You can use blocks if you want to reach the ground a little easier this way. And then we're going to just go into a half split posture from here. So just shift your weight back toward your left heel as you stretch out your right leg. You can come up onto the heel of your right foot, flexing the toes back toward your head, and you can walk these blocks back with you. Take a deep breath in, and then fold forward any amount over that front leg to stretch out the back of the front leg. So this is a half split pose. In the yoga language, in the Sanskrit, this is referred to as Hanumanasana. Pose of the monkey god, Hanuman. Then go ahead and inhale, start to come back up. Come back into your low lunge, grounding your front foot. You can move your blocks out of the way. Frame your front foot. Step onto the ball of your back foot and lift your knee up off the earth. And then step your right foot back to your left to a plank pose, top of a push-up. Your plank pose can always be with your knees on the ground if you want to modify that. Keeping your belly nice and firm, we're going to lower all the way down. So if you're up in a plank pose, lower your knees, bend your elbows straight back, hugging into the rib cage, lower chest and chin so you look like a little inchworm, and then slide forward, untuck your toes, inhale, roll your shoulders back, cobra pose. And then exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. You can come up through your tabletop shape, tuck your toes under, lift your knees, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, that's a long name, but that's what it is in Sanskrit, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath into your back body as you widen. And then exhale completely, bringing the feet together to touch. As you inhale, sweep that left leg up toward the sky. There's that opportunity to bend your knee and stack your hips to open. And then look toward your hands and make sure you're not falling to one side, but instead make that left shoulder a little more heavy so that your arms are even and square. Just twisting the lower body, then inhale to re-extend the leg, re-square. And then exhale to step forward between the hands for your low lunge, lowering your back knee down towards the earth. Again, you can pat it as you like, towel, blanket, or rolling your mat over. And then inhale, come on up, reaching the arms up. Press into your foot and lengthen your upper body so you're coming up a little taller. We have a little sunshine coming in through that window. How lovely. So look up towards the hands, spread your fingers nice and wide. Keep your belly firm as you start to reach those thumbs back. Inhale. As you exhale, come through heart center, Anjali Mudra, and then twist open to your left side. So you can hook that right elbow on the outside of your front knee, pressing into the palms. As you inhale, lift and spin your heart, your rib cage to the left side over your left thigh. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you might be able to twist a little more. Take another deep breath here. And then unwind as you exhale, coming back to center. You're going to rock back into that half split pose. So rock your weight back toward your right heel as you stretch out your left leg. You can come onto the heel of your left foot, flexing your left toes toward your head. If you like, you can use your blocks or your supports to help you reach the ground. And then go ahead and fold over that front leg. Any amount. So hamstrings can be tight. If you want to release the pressure a little bit, you can come up, inhale, release the stretch a little bit, and then exhale again, letting yourself fold. Anytime you want to do that, inhale, come up and release your stretch just a little bit. Exhale, you might be able to fold down a little bit more. And then next time you inhale, you're going to come up, bend into that left knee to re-land your left foot in that low lunge. And then you can tuck your back toes under. If you want to remove your padding, tuck your back toes under. Lift your knee up off the earth, framing your foot with your hands. Step back to your plank pose. As you inhale in your plank, peek over the edge of your mat. So you're going to press through the toes so that the shoulders are over the hands. And then you're going to exhale as you lower down. You can lower down knees, chest, and chin. Inhaling for a back bend. So here's a cobra, the most basic back bend. Inhale, cobra pose, roll the shoulders back, open the heart. And then let's exhale back to child's pose. So here's a resting posture. Open the knees out wide, let your big toes touch. And then nestle the weight of your whole upper body right between your thighs, reaching the arms forward, lowering your head to the mat. Breathe here. So this is a resting posture, and you can come to this child's pose anytime you want to during your yoga practice to take a break. You can also reach your arms straight back towards your feet on the outside of your lower legs to completely relax the shoulders down. And in this position, you can roll out your wrists if you like, curl your fingers in if you've had too much weight on your wrists. Take another few breaths here. Arm position is always up to you. You can also stretch your tricep muscles out if you like. You can bring your hands together in front of you in Anjali Mudra, palms together to touch. And then bending the elbows, you can place your thumbs on the back of your neck. Crawl your elbows forward nice and narrow alongside your temples. And you'll feel a nice stretch in the upper arm muscles, your triceps, and also a little more opening for the shoulders. So your choice, any of these three positions for your arms. Take another breath. And then as you exhale, you can start to come up to a tabletop shape. Bring your knees underneath your hips. And we're going to just take a little break here.